Hi guys, I just decided to do a quick vid to ask for a bit of advice really. Now, I've had Spock in here, the leopard gecko, for about a week now, a couple of weeks maybe. But for the last 6 days, he's not eating at all. I don't know if you can quite see by his tail, but I'm not going to handle him or disturb him because he's sleeping. But he's giving me quite a bit of concern, and I really want to had him out to see if I could get him to eat. And I fed him a worm, but literally straight after it, he shook violently. Full on shake, spat it straight out, made a mess. And then started whacking his head and started the side of the viv when I'd put him back in, and he'd really aggressively hit the side of his head against the wall, and I'm really quite concerned about him, as he's like I said, he's not eating for 6 days, but whereas normal leopard geckos could go for about that sort of 6-7 days without eating at all, but whereas when they haven't eaten and then lost quite a lot of weight from the tail like he has, it's given me quite a bit of concern. But I've managed to luckily book in a consultation with a vet down in Torquay, but it's going to cost me about 30 quid with any medication I acquire on top, so I'm a bit dubious to see how much that's going to cost all in all, but I want him to get the best medication he can. But 30 quid for a consultation to see a specialist vet who's trained in this area, then I'd be willing to pay that, because if he's suffering like he is, he's not eating, he's unwell, all he does is sleep, which is another sign he's stressed, so I'm a bit concerned. What you guys think it would be, please leave in the comments below. But I've heard it might be a bug parasite in the stomach, or it could be just stress to an environment, but I'm really not too sure. Now, some people have said on the Facebook site that the bulb could be causing him some stress. Now, I assure you, it's a 100-watt bulb, and as you can see, it's not that bright in there. It's on a thermostat, which is that one down here, and it's the B1H2, and it's on a thermostat, dimming thermostat, which costs about 40-50 quid, and the temperature always is that. I don't know if you can see the thermostat back there, but it's always on around about 85 to 90, and it's usually steady on there. The humidity is fine. I'm not too sure if he's going to shed, but his skin keeps going pale to normal to pale to normal. But I've taken him to the vet tomorrow. I'm going to bring all this up and hopefully see if they can help me out. But in the viv, he's got more than enough hides. On the left hand side, it's nice and warm, just as you can see the heat mat's plugged in, which ends to about there, just where the door is to the big hide, and that one there. But one of the ones I am going to put him in is this one over here that I've just set up. So I've put in the cocoa fibre brick, so it's quite dry and it's nowhere near as humid as what it was. So he's going to have a hot hide there with a heat mat plugged in to the side, and then there he's going to have a cold hide in those eggs. He's going to have a water dish, he's going to have a worm dish, he's going to have a hide in the middle, and if he wants to, he could bask on the beam here, because I haven't got the lid on at the moment, but where the socket for the bulb is, it's broken. And I'm pretty sure it's the sockets. I've tried different bulbs and no other bulbs work. So I was going to ask, what would people recommend? But I can show you the lid. I was going to put them in quite quick. Is this one here. But the top of it that's the socket. So if anyone has any ideas how I can attach another bulb to that one, I found some online where you can just take the wires off, drill another hole, screw it in. But the only thing is, because it's quite it's basically like sheet metal almost, if you can quite see that, but that's how thin it is, and that's the same on the roof there. So I'm not too sure how you would actually attach that. Now, some people have said you get the self-tapping screws, but I can't find the ones they recommend, or you could try gluing it, but because of the heat, I don't know if it'd work. But one thing I will do is when I put his roof back onto the other viv, because the current one he's in is going for the bearded dragon, I'll use a ceramic bulb, so there's not going to be any light apart from the natural daylight, which would be absolutely fine for him. So it'd be dark as much as it can, and then for the bearded dragon, as they're not bothered by the light, I'll be giving him the UVB, not the UVB, sorry, the UVA, which is the current heat bulb I've got on at the moment. But just thought I'd ask for advice, as he's really not well, because you can quite see from his tail, as it is extremely thin, and he's just not touching his food. I've tried locust, Mario worms, which I've got in there at the moment. I've tried the gecko food. I've tried calcium powder, he's not touching that. I've tried locust. I haven't tried waxworms yet, because they can cause quite a lot of internal damage, and they're quite addictive. And I've tried mealworms, and he's not touching any of it. So whether or not it's just he's the fussy one, but I'm not too sure. He used to eat 1 or 2 Mario worms and then went straight off it, so he's definitely deteriorating. But I'll take him to the vet tomorrow. Maybe they could recommend what food would be best, or maybe give me some sort of someone recommended this California gecko slow mix, but I looked online, it's like 40 quid for like a small little packet that makes like a little soup. Maybe that could help him, but I'll see what the vet recommends, and I'll take it from there, to be honest. But thanks anyway. Please leave any suggestions and questions in the comment, and please subscribe. Have a good day.